Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Los Angeles Friends podcast. I am your host and friend, Emmely. Today, I got to sit down with my friend, Maria-Alejandra, and she is a wonderful human being. She talks to us about her experience working at Planned Parenthood and a lot of the crazy shit that went down there. And we talk about her experience protesting in Los Angeles this summer with the ICE raids. She experienced some pretty crazy things. So let's get into it and let's meet Maria-Alejandra. Well, how have you been?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. We're on this podcast. It took us a little bit to get started, and I'm sorry for that. But I want to say thank you for bearing with us.
Oh my God, of course. No worries.
This is our second episode that we're doing with this new setup.
I'm honored. It looks beautiful. Everything is so well catered and I love it. Aesthetically, love it.
Okay, thank you.
There's no minimal gray. I love that.
No gray. Actually, the walls in the studio used to be gray. Ugly.
Yeah, I hate minimal gray. The millennial gray, please stop. No. Let's stop that.
I want everything to just have so much color.
I see it.
We do want to add a little bit more to the set. Maybe just some more pictures and fun stuff, but I think as time goes on.
It'll build. Yeah. I love it. Looks great.
Well, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
You just got back from a really cool trip.
I did.
Where'd you go?
I went to Ireland.
I love that.
It was amazing. I definitely recommend people going if they're looking to solo travel. It's a very friendly solo travel place for sure.
So you went by yourself?
I did, yeah.
Is that your first time solo traveling?
No, it's not. So earlier this year, I went to Japan as well, and that was my first time as international solo trip for sure.
Dang. Yeah. And Japan is so friendly, and I think that's a good place to go alone, even if you don't speak the language.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I think sometimes when you travel, especially with other people, one of the things that doesn't bother me, but sometimes can be a struggle is finding reservations or having a lot of booking ahead of time. Being a solo travel in Japan allowed myself to not have that worry. Yeah. So every place I wanted to eat was less than a 10-15 minute wait versus if you even had one extra person. I know. It was an extra 30 or something like that.
Yeah, so Luke and I, my boyfriend and I, we went to Japan last year in December.
Oh, sweet.
And we spent almost, I think 10, 12 days there.
Same. Mm-hmm.
And I booked so many things far in advance, a month or two in advance, just because I didn't want to stress about finding a reservation or not. And there was a lot of places that I really wanted to try. So yeah.
It was really great. I had such a great time. That was my first international solo trip.
Okay. Yeah.
And it was just as amazing as I thought this last one was. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was so cool.
I went to Ireland last year.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh my God. So similar places.
Well, yeah. But I didn't get to really explore much. I just stayed in Dublin for 5 days, and Luke and I went and did a day trip to, I think it's Howth.
I don't know either, actually. Yeah.
Someone Irish, tell us.
Yes,
Tell
please.
us how to say it, please. And we just did the day trip. He was there for work, so yeah. But it was so much fun, and the Irish people, they're pretty great.
Oh my God,
I love it.
So much drinking.
Yeah,
I cannot keep up.
No,
I felt like Latinos love to drink, and then I met Irish people, and I was like, oh my God, I think you guys
drink.
Yeah, 100%. Oh my God.
I saw you drinking Guinness and trying to split the G.
I did. I drank a lot of Guinness. I'm a big beer drinker, but Guinness tastes so different in Ireland.
I've heard that. Yeah,
it was so delicious. I'm from Boston, so in Boston I have a lot of Irish
they'd be drinking out there too.
Yeah, and so I had Guinness back in Boston. I don't really have it here in LA, of course. Yeah, but it just doesn't even compare. The Irish Guinness, from Dublin, even
from Ireland,
out of this world,
straight from the source,
literally from the source,
from the motherland.
Yeah, it was great.
Do you have any advice for a young solo traveler or someone who's been wanting to travel by themselves?
Yeah, I think there's a huge misconception of traveling, especially as a solo traveler. But my advice to everyone is that traveling doesn't have to be a luxury. It doesn't have to be. You can make it accessible and cost efficient.
Yes.
When
absolutely.
I travel to Japan, when I travel to Ireland, I mean, let's be real, I don't make as much money. I'm a single woman. For me, I go stay in hostels. And of course it's trying to be safe. So I stay in the female dorms and things like that. And I think that that's my way of cutting costs. I buy my flights during like off season, like Ireland and most places around the world. Like it's really popular to go in the summer, especially like summer breaks and things like that. I went in the middle of October. Like it's a very low season. And then in Japan, I went in January, which is also a low season.
And it's cold.
It's
so cold.
It was so nice though. I loved it. I loved puffy coats and everything like that. I was so happy. I was literally living my dream.
Oh yeah. I had to buy an actual puffy coat when I was in Japan because when I was there it was so cold. And I think I underestimated how cold it would be.
Yeah.
It was freezing.
No, I had such a great time. I brought my little jackets, my scarves, and then like to your point, like I think it's like some things that you might not be prepared with. So just being flexible with your plans.
Totally.
In this last trip that I went to Ireland, I actually had to like restructure my entire itinerary.
No way.
Yeah, because when I was there was a Storm Amy, I think. So I landed, then the next day the storm began. So my plans were completely off-railed and I didn't know what to do. And instead of like panicking by myself at this hostel, I was like, you know what? I just have to be flexible. Like I just have to make it work.
Buy an umbrella, girl.
Yeah, and I did. I bought an umbrella. I literally changed one of my hotel stays. Instead of staying at another place, I decided to just extend my stay in Galway. And what I really want to go see the cliffs some more. That was like, I was dying to go see that.
See, I didn't get to do that stuff when I was in Ireland. But I'll go back.
You have to go back. That was truly amazing. But I've heard that it's a constant like issue of like getting to see the cliffs because of the weather. So it's like it's something that people struggle with in seeing anyways.
So be flexible with your plans.
Yeah, and it'll work out. So I did. I ended up actually seeing it. I had a clear day. Thank God. Oh my goodness. So it all worked, but
that's gorgeous. Yeah. Okay, so I know you're from Boston and you dropped that lore in the video here in the podcast. But I was wondering, how long have you been in LA and when did you move here?
So I've been in LA for 5 years in September. Okay. In September it was 5 years.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then what was the last part of the question? Sorry.
Clearly we're doing slow. Okay. When did you decide to move to LA?
Got it. So 5 years ago, I decided to move to LA.
And between making your decision and then actually physically moving, how long was that?
So I mentioned that Japan was my first international solo trip, but my first solo trip ever was from Boston to LA.
No way.
Yeah. So that was my first time ever truly traveling by myself.
Did you come for fun or for work?
For fun. Okay. I literally just had never been to the West Coast. I think I had been like maybe for layovers or something, but never like visited, you know?
Yeah.
And so LA just seemed like this like magical place. Like when you grow up in Boston or you grow up in any other city besides New York and LA, these are cities that you just seem so out of reach. New York, I went often. It's pretty right there, close, you know what I mean? But LA just seemed like this like crazy Hollywood thing that didn't exist in my mind, to be honest. And so I was like, you know what? Let's just like do it. Let's just go. And by let's, I just mean myself, like going. So I booked a trip in January of 2020. I was like,
no way.
Yeah, I was like, you know what?
Right
PTO.
Before COVID hit. Yeah.
I came here, rented a car. Visited San Diego. I actually went to go see the border. Like these were all things that like I just always wanted to do. I stayed in South Central again, economically traveling.
Yeah.
And I really loved it. It was great. Like I saw the sunset at the beach like every day that I was here. It was amazing. I had a great time by myself, just enjoying the things that I knew I wanted to see from LA. Yeah. And then COVID hit. March.
And did it hit?
And it hit. And so I was like left with this decision of like I was working remotely and I was like, okay, do I want to be here cooped up in the house when winter is coming in Boston?
Dude.
So September came around and I was like, winter is coming, Game of Thrones. And I was like,
that just came into my, I just saw the White Walker in my eyes. Scary.
So I was like, winter is coming. Do you want to be here? And I was like, I have this opportunity. I'm working remotely. Like, what was the last place you feel comfortable going to? And like, as someone to like, I've always like made sure that I'm always safe. Like I think as a woman and as a solo traveler, like you always try to be safe. And so I was like, I can't go to a new city that I don't know and try to live there. so why don't we go back to a place that you were semi-familiar with, which was LA.
Yeah.
And so originally I was like, okay, packed up one suitcase in my car, drove cross country.
Holy shit.
And I was only going to stay for 3 months. I said goodbye to my mom. I said goodbye to my friends. And I was like, I'll be back in 3 months.
Where were you going to stay?
So I stayed in an Airbnb for the first month in Boyle Heights. And then I actually spoke to the Airbnb owner and I was like, hey, yo, listen, let me rent this on the low. Yeah. And he did. She did. She was like, yeah, for sure. Like, you're responsible. We haven't had an issue. Like, let's do it. We're good. Again, LA community coming through from the jump as soon as I got here, bro. From the jump. So I got here, and then halfway through my 3-month little semi trip here, I got a call from a job, and they were like, "Hey, is this Maria-Alejandra?" I'm like, "Yes." They're like, "Are you still interested in this job?"
My government.
I'm like, "Hello." Like the feds? What?
Yeah.
And they're like, "Are you still interested in the job you applied for?" And I'm like, what job is this?
Like, I applied to a few.
Yeah. And then they're like, oh, it's this job in LA. Like, we're still looking. We have to put your application on pause. Like, the whole application's on pause. Are you still interested? Yeah. And I was like, well, funny enough, I'm in LA.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, come down for an interview. Went through the interview process and I got the job.
That's amazing. Is that your current job?
No.
Okay. All right. We'll get into that.
Yeah. So that was kind of like the ability to like kind of extend my stay.
Yeah.
But my mom will never forgive me.
Yeah. Because you didn't even say bye. You said be right back.
Literally. I said BRB, like put my little automated message on my AIM. And then I was like, I'll be back. And then I was like, JK, never mind. I'm not coming back.
I love that for you. I mean, I just love LA and I want to share it with everybody because I want everyone to experience this place that I love so much. So it makes me happy when people move here and they absolutely love it. Cause I'm like, yeah, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah. It just felt so like all the cards, everything was falling into place.
Yeah,
like as soon as I got here, and I've never felt uncomfortable, or it just felt so naturally amazing. Even like just my grocery runs, like when I had first moved here, it was something I had never experienced, like seeing so much community out there. So yeah, I've always loved the idea that like LA is always taking care of me in some way. Since I've gotten here.
And it has.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes me so happy for you. What's something that you've come to love about LA that you didn't expect when you moved here?
I think something I didn't expect that I was gonna love about LA is okay, so let me tell you about what I didn't like about LA when I first got here, but then I actually really loved about it.
All right. Don't piss us off.
I know. Well, when you come from such a like very commuter friendly city like Boston, I was very worried of having such a sprawling city. Like for me, that was like very overwhelming. And I was like, oh, I'm just like, it's going to become too much. Like I thought the LA was going to become too much, just like size wise.
It's fucking huge.
But I didn't expect that that's like part of the reason why I very much love it so much, because I feel like I have never fully visited every place in LA yet.
Dude, even me, and I grew up here.
Exactly. Like it's like a constant like surprise. It's such a friendly surprise every single time I go to any neighborhood. I'm just like, oh my God, this is here? This is so dope. Like this is awesome. So it's like one of those things where I was like, oh, it's just gonna be too much. And then I got here and I was like, no, this is the like newness and like the nuances of LA that I adore. I adore like every city or every little town or area in LA. Like it just sparks some type of joy. And I'm like, I don't think I can get that from my original city. Yeah. Yeah.
I want to cry. She loves LA, guys. Same. Yeah. It is overwhelmingly big, but I mean, I'm sure there's hundreds of places that I've yet to even see, and
Yeah, and it's like forever changing. You know what I mean? So it's like even if you do visit an area, you're like, I know, and I got this to the T. Like in a year or two, it's completely changing, or like things are up and coming. Yeah, like it's just always evolving. LA is constantly evolving, which I very much love.
Yeah, I do appreciate that a lot.
Yeah,
this is a fun one. Since living in LA, what's the most LA thing that's ever happened to you?
The most LA thing, I honestly know exactly what it was.
Hell yeah.
It was the first 2 weeks of me being here, and I had no friends. Was just exploring again, doing the things that I didn't get to do on my solo trip, but just now that I was living here, I went to Echo Park, and I'll never forget, like, this girl, it was 2020. This girl was like setting up her phone, like doing a TikTok in front of the fountains and stuff like that. And it was the one where it's like, I don't even remember. It was like one of those TikTok dances that was like really trending in 2020.
2020 TikTok was so different than what it is today.
Unhinged in the best way, but like it was crazy. I didn't even have TikTok at that time.
Yeah.
So like seeing someone actually putting up their phone, filming themselves was like so strange.
You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it was so strange to me. Now,
dude,
I'm like,
this is like she's the queen of TikToking. No. I love, we're gonna talk about her TikToks later, guys.
But it was crazy to me. I was like, oh my god, where am I? Like, what did I do?
You're like, holy shit,
this is crazy.
This is like, we're not in Kansas anymore.
And like everyone was like so like nonchalant about it. I was like, am I supposed to be nonchalant about this? Like, I'm like, I can't stop staring at her. Like, you know what I mean? It was crazy.
You're like, okay, finish the dance.
Yeah, you're like,
let me see.
I'm like, take 2, girl. Like, you messed up. Like, come on, let's keep like, it was, I was invested in her.
You know what? It's so weird because I feel like I hardly ever see people filming in public.
Really?
Actually. Yeah.
That's so funny. I was chosen.
Yeah.
I was chosen that one day to experience that with her. It's great.
Now it's me that's filming in public. I'm all trying to hide it because I'm embarrassed.
I'm so shy about it. It's so bad.
He doesn't seem shy about it.
It's crazy.
All right. What was it like growing up as a Latina in Boston?
Oh, it's a great question. So my answer has changed the older I get.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So I think growing up as a kid, my answer would have been like, oh, it's great. Now experiencing what I have experienced in college and now living in LA, I realized that I was probably going through so many microaggressions that I didn't really understand or understand that what was being quote unquote done to me or said to me, whatever it was. So Boston is like a very predominantly white place.
Yeah. But it is pretty progressive, right? Like I think Massachusetts has like the first openly gay governor.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Maria-Alejandra.
This year?
Yeah. Well, for a couple of years, I think.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So it's very progressive. The best example I can give you is my friend moved from Chicago to Boston. That's actually where we met.
Okay.
And she was the one telling me, she was like, I mean, I love Massachusetts and what it stands for is very progressive, but I can't stand the microaggressions. And I was like, what do you mean? She was like, coming from Chicago and like my family coming from the South is explicitly racist. Like it's like you don't belong here, you don't go there. Like it's very clear. There's no sugarcoating that people hate you for your skin tone, just as it is. She was like, in Boston, it's like they're chipping away at your confidence with the microaggressions. And that resonated with me forever. Like I'll always remember that because like I don't think I was as a confident person in Boston than I am here in LA. But I think part of it is because I had so many people that look like me and sound like me.
It makes a huge difference.
Yeah. So it really helps, helps you develop as a person
100%.
And as a woman.
Yeah.
So for me, I think that my answer has changed. I think I had a great childhood, had a lot of friends from all different backgrounds. But there was always something that I was gravitating towards, was like finding community even at that age.
Yeah.
And I think that I definitely never found it until I got to LA. So that was only 5 years ago.
Yeah. So let's just say, for example, your elementary school, you would say the majority of the kids there are white. What would you guess the percentage is? I
mean, in my elementary school, I was probably the only brown girl in my whole class. Like
where I grew up in La Puente, I think it was maybe 80% Mexican, 15% other sort of Latino, and then a couple of Asian kids and a couple of black kids.
No, it was majority was 85% white people. Then I think it would be the black community. Yeah. And I think then it would be the Asian community and then me.
Yeah. Wow.
So yeah, I mean, like, I tell my friends now here in LA, I'm like, I didn't have Latina friends until I moved to LA.
That's crazy.
Like, most of my friends, like, growing up, even in college, or even like when I was like starting in my career after college, were predominantly like the Black community.
Did you go to school in Boston for university?
I went to UMass Boston.
Okay.
Yeah. So even there, like, it was a very different experience than the ones I've heard from my friends that either went to school in LA or live in LA or grew up in LA. And I'm just like, oh, that sounds so nice.
I went to school in Oregon.
Oh, okay. PWI.
The craziest culture shock.
100%.
Because in, I think, like, Eugene, I went to University of Oregon, it was like statistically at the time when I went to school there, 70% white.
Yeah.
I had never been around that many white people
in your life.
Like, what's happening?
Yeah.
It's hard to get used to.
I mean, so like Boston is a transplant city too, right? So you get people from all over the world, like going to the, famous, crazy, expensive universities there. But even then, like, they struggle with how white it is.
Yeah.
It's a very predominantly white space for sure. But that's not to say or to erase like the thriving and beautiful Black and brown and other POC cultures that are there. Like, our Chinatown has like one of the highest Taiwanese populations like in the whole world.
Really?
So like we have culture. There is POCs there.
Find it.
You really just gotta find it. Yeah. But once you do, you never let go of it. They become your community. And yeah, I grew up with so many different diverse backgrounds, and I feel like that's not something I hear often from people here in LA. They're like, my majority of my friends were all Mexican, or majority of my friends were Central American, and my, if I did have Latino friends, mine were Puerto Rican, mine were Dominican, mine were from Brazil. Like, there's a huge Brazilian community. Yeah. So that was like my norm, was like there wasn't this monolith of Latinidad. But I know that that's not the case for other places like LA or even Texas and things like that. Yeah.
I will say, though, I feel lucky having grown up in LA, because even though I grew up in a city in La Puente, which is in LA County, even though I grew up mostly with Latinos, there are still all these tiny other little cities right next to us where there's so much more. Yeah. There are different cultures. Like in West Covina, which is right next to La Puente, there's a lot of Asian families there and so many different Asian restaurants. And I grew up eating Thai food, Chinese food, Vietnamese food. So I was always introduced to all these other cultures, even if I wasn't always around. How do I word it? Like, even if the people I was always with, like in school or whatever, were Latinos, I was still introduced to a lot of other things. Yeah. And I'm grateful to my parents for, actually, this is something that I was talking to Jenny, my cousin who's here helping us today. Shout out. That like I'm grateful to my parents for being so open to trying foods from different cultures, because I have friends that have grown up, like I have a friend, sorry Curtis, it's Curtis, who grew up in like in the suburbs of Atlanta, who never like ate Chinese food until he was like 20 something, and just tried Japanese food for the first time as like a 30-year-old, like I'm like, dang. That's crazy.
Could not be
dude.
me. Could not be me.
Sorry, Curtis. No, I don't think he'll watch this. So.
No, yeah. I mean, like, my parents were also super open. Again, because there was like very little community there. I think that they expanded everything. Like, I grew up on my birthday parties. Like, I feel like everyone has like different like traditional foods for like carne asadas and things like that. Yeah. My birthday party, like, staple was Dominican rice, like arroz con gandules. Like,
you're not even Dominican.
No, like I love me some Dominican arroz con gandules. I love habichuelas, which are beans. Like, I love Dominican spaghetti. Like, I had Puerto Rican arepas. Like, that was really awesome. Tostones. That. Yeah. All of those were like things like I grew up at my parties. Yeah. Even Christmas. Like, you know how people do like a ham, or sometimes they do a turkey. Yeah. We had the Guatemalan tamales for sure. Yeah. But like one of the things we had was like lechon, which is a Puerto Rican dish. And like that was like something we had for Christmas.
Like, who brought that in? So speaking about all of the different backgrounds and different sorts of Latinos that are in Boston, do you feel like there is a big sense of community as far as Guatemalans in Boston?
No.
It's pretty far, Guatemala to Boston. So
yeah, like literally from distance wise, geography wise.
Yeah, like how did your parents end up there? You know?
Oh, I mean, that's a whole story in itself.
We don't gotta get into it.
The long story is like my parents are very untraditional in the sense that like the classic traditional immigrant stories that like people meet in their home countries and they migrate together, correct?
Okay.
My parents met in Boston.
Okay.
2 Guatemalans met in Boston.
Damn.
So that to me, I feel like shows how little I feel like there were. They just ended up finding each other. But
how old were your parents when they immigrated here?
My mom was 24. My dad was 18 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they both immigrated separately. Like they were doing their own thing in Guatemala. They didn't know each other, grew up in different places in Guatemala. Both decided to come. The funny story of my dad was that he actually was brought to Santa Ana first. He came and crossed the border using a coyote. They brought him to Santa Ana.
Holy shit.
And in Santa Ana, el coyote was like, oh, do you want to stay here? Like, we're, LA's right nearby. Or I'm bringing some group to, like, Boston. And he was like, where's Boston?
Take me further.
He said, where's Boston? He's like, it's near New York, past New York. He's like, yeah, Santa Ana looks a lot like Guatemala. I don't want to be anywhere near Guatemala. What? He had a lot of self-hatred. Yeah. It's like something I feel like some immigrants have or struggle with.
Sorry to cut you off, but it could also be like a sense of like, I'm way too close to the border because that's only about an hour and a half from the border. So.
Exactly. Maybe it was that. Yeah. So I never really quite asked him, but yeah, he was just like, no, like take me as far away as possible.
No way.
And so he went all the way to Boston. So that's his story. And then my mom, she actually came a little bit different. She had like a nannying position coming like in Boston. So that's
amazing.
How she got over there. Yeah.
Okay. My parents also immigrated separately.
Okay.
Yeah, my mom, they're both Mexican. My mom came when I think she was 13 years old, and she just came to LA to visit her sister and like to stay with her, and then was like, actually, I want to live here. So she ended up moving and staying here permanently. And then my dad, I like his story because my dad was super into like BMX, like bikes and doing fun tricks and doing weird shit on bicycles, not a motorcycle, and like would enter competitions in his hometown in Mexico and all this stuff. And he had a friend that was like, hey, Carlos, like I'm going to go to the US. I'm going to go to Los Angeles to pick up a bicycle and bring it back. Like, do you want to come with me? I'll pay for your visa, whatever.
Wow.
And my dad was like, yeah, sure. I think he was like 17 or 18. And then he ended up coming and they picked up the bike, whatever. And then I guess went back home and he's like, I fucking loved it. Wow. And then he moved here. Wow. So I like that story.
Yeah. That's so dope that your dad's like a biker dude. He's like,
he's like just fucking doing tricks and wheelies and shit. He did teach me how to ride a bike.
That's awesome.
Oh
my God. That's so sweet.
But anyways, going back to my original question, do you feel that there is like a big sense of community as far as Guatemalans go in
I wouldn't say as much as there are here. Yeah. As much as there is here, no, by no means. But yeah, like similar to how like I've said, like the community is there. It's just a little bit harder to find. But it doesn't mean that we don't exist. Like I'm a literal example of it. So they're there. We're there. It's just a little harder. Yeah.
They're there, guys.
I promise. I promise.
Growing up, did you get to go to Guatemala very much?
Yeah. So as soon as my parents were documented, we were able to travel.
Yay.
And so my mom, that was like the first thing that she wanted to do was go and see her family. And so I grew up from 6 years old till I was 22 years old, going every year. At one point, like in my adult life, like at 21, I was going 3 times a year, like by myself at one point. Like I didn't need my mom at that point. So I very much call it as like my second hogar, like it's like my second home.
Do you guys still have a lot of family there?
All of them.
Yeah. Okay.
All of it. Like
really?
I only have maybe one. I have like my sisters, my brother, and like one aunt that lives in Boston.
Oh, no way.
Everyone else is in Guatemala. Okay. So I have very little family in the States. Most of it is in Guatemala for sure.
Yeah, I feel like that's the opposite for at least my mom's side of the family. Pretty much everyone's here. Have some family still in like Tijuana and in my mom's hometown where she was born, which is Durango, but I don't know any of those people.
Yeah.
Jenny might know them more than I do, but wow. Yeah. Is that like, do you wish you had more family here, like more cousins? Like,
yeah, I mean, like this is like a sweet / like kind of like telling story of like where my mind was as a kid was I'll never forget, like, there was a time in elementary school, there was a prompt. They were like, if you won the lottery, what would you do with all this money? And I didn't understand what immigration was. So I said, I just bring all my family here. Like, I would just pay for their flights. Because I thought that was the only thing stopping them from coming was like the flights. Like, obviously we couldn't afford it, but I was like, I would just play for everyone to come here.
Damn.
So
that's so innocent.
I didn't understand. So that's how special my family is in Guatemala. We still talk, like, we hang out. Like, when I'm there, it's like no time has passed.
I love that. That's so nice.
And my cousins, like, we're super close. Like, everyone is like my family over there, and they treat me like as if I was literally like their sibling or like their second cousin, like whatever it is. It just it's so intimate and special. And the time that I spent in Guatemala, it would be from ranging between like 14 days when my mom was working and had PTO and would take us in the summer, to then spending like the whole summer there, like when my mom wasn't working anymore. That's and we amazing. Had time to just be there and exist. And sometimes I wasn't doing anything. It was just like literally lounging in the house with everyone else and just being with your family. It's like, having dinner, like having coffee in the morning. Like, the slow life of Guatemala was something that I always thoroughly enjoyed, for sure. I mean, I think it's also a good solo trip place. I think so. Yeah. Personally. I think the only qualm maybe is like just doing extra research on like places where to and where not to go. But I've gone by myself. Same with every country. And exactly. Yeah. Any place you go to.
How do you think your Guatemalan background has altered or changed or impacted your views on life?
So like I said, like, I think that growing to Guatemala, and first of all, like, my family in Guatemala isn't rich, isn't wealthy by any means. Like, my family survived in Guatemala with the help of my mom and my father when they were married. So seeing how much they were able to live and explore their own country when we were able to go gave me, first of all, like, that kind of like economic foresight of being like, wow, like, money helps everything. Like, it kind of gave me this like a real understanding of like what the capitalistic like mindset was.
Money doesn't buy happiness. That's a fucking lie.
Yeah,
because
like, if I had, have you ever been poor? Like, literally, yes, it can.
I could use $100,000 right now if it fell in my lap.
I hated that when, again, like, that prompt, like, they were like, if you won the lottery, I'm like, everyone was like, I'll buy a bow, I buy this, and I'm like, I would bring my family to this country, like,
pay my student loans off,
like, oh my God, so yeah,
pay a lot of
so literally, like, I want to afford my matcha, like,
I want to buy a $10 matcha without feeling guilty. Thanks,
I want to be able to pay for oat milk and not question whether I can pay for oat milk.
Yeah. We just talked about this earlier. Kind of ridiculous that coffee shops upcharge so much for fucking alternative milk.
It's so crazy.
It's not my fault.
I'm
my
lactose
body
intolerant.
Can't handle the cow milk. Trust me. Also, milk is just disgusting. Let's just say that. Cow milk is gross.
I agree so much. Oh my God.
Cow milk drinkers over
literally.
Here.
Oh my God. No, I can't do it.
she drinks 2%.
But yeah, so for me, like, growing up in Guatemala, like, it shaped my understanding of like a lot of the privilege I held, for sure, at a very, very young age. Like, to this day, even like my family, a lot of the clothes that, like, I still, to give you some idea, I live in LA. When I go to Boston for every holiday, because my mom would kill me if I didn't. I bring clothes that I no longer need or don't fit me, and I bring them to Boston so that my mom can bring them to Boston to Guatemala. And like, that has been a source of like how my family like gets new clothes, is my clothes that no longer fit me. So again, like, I think that growing up in Guatemala, I realized 100% what privilege was and how to use it in a positive manner, and how to like help your community and help your family. And it doesn't have to be like I'm taking them to these like crazy expensive dinners or whatever. It's like, I'm just trying to make your life easier with the privilege that I know I have. And I think a lot of people in America specifically, that seems like too much to them. Yeah. And I feel like if more people understood like this whole idea of like, okay, like, where am I? Like, the narrative, and I don't know if we want to get into this, but the narrative of like, where are my taxes going, like this and that. I'm like, your taxes aren't going to the right things. Your taxes should be going to school. Your taxes should be going to the roads. Your taxes should be going to helping people who are in low income. Like that is where your hard earned money should be going to. Instead, it's going to the military. It's going to funding things. It's going to things that don't necessarily even help you. Yeah. They're going to billionaires. Like this, I hate this idea of like, well, it's not fair that I'm working and it's going to someone else. And I'm like, would you rather it go to someone who is already a billionaire? Or would you rather it go to an institution that literally like kills people? Like for me, it's like this constant, I realized that very young. Like
I think it's like people lack empathy. Yeah. And whereas I'm like, yeah, if my tax dollars are paying for someone's welfare check or for their food stamps or, you know, to help them with their Section 8 housing, I don't mind. Like, it doesn't bother me.
No, like, why would that bother you?
Because I'm empathetic. Yes. I don't know, just people deserve basic dignity. And if, I don't know, I think that just goes back into like sense of community, and some people don't. It's just like me versus them. Or,
So I think like going to Guatemala often, like I was realizing like how much the community takes care of everyone there. Like it's
with so little money.
I never went a day without food in Guatemala. Like we would feed the neighborhood kids. Like my birthday parties, we would always go in the summer. For example, my birthday is in August. My brother's is in July. And so we would go, and my party, like my birthday party, was the neighborhood block party. Like my mom would get food para toda la vecindad, like the whole neighborhood. That. Like she would get the paper plate. There would be a whole like station in the kitchen of like someone serving the rice, someone serving this, and we would just be handing it out.
That's incredible.
Whoever came to the house. And like that was my upbringing. And so for me, it just seems so strange when I see people so I don't even want to call it selfish, but it's more like
that word popped into my head too. But
I don't even think it's that. It's like so limiting with like what they want to share.
I think that just comes with like being in an individualistic mindset.
Exactly. To be so individualistic with so much is so crazy to me, because I've seen people have so little and still be so much more like willing to give and helpful and communitary and all of that.
I'm curious, have you found like a Guatemalan community here, or like some, I don't know, Guatemalan restaurants or grocery stores? Or
I don't think I've found the like the person community, like the people community. I also work remotely, so you know it's hard. I don't know if we're ever gonna touch on it, but like I found a lot of my friends because of Los Angeles friends, and so a lot of them just so happen to be Mexican.
We're all Mexican. We're all Mexican.
So, but listen, I love my Mexican community. I'm a stan, 100%. So I just haven't found the actual people for sure, but doesn't mean that it doesn't exist in LA. If anything, I have definitely found like Little Guatemala and like obviously like the Guatemalan restaurants. And I used to go when I first moved here. I would have like my Guatemalan breakfast that I would go by myself, like enjoy my breakfast, my like my little platanitos with my frijoles negros.
See, that's one thing that Mexicans don't do.
I know.
We do like plátanos flambeados. I don't know how you say it, which is a dessert.
Right. It's like banana foster.
The plantains with like the vanilla and stuff.
In Guatemala, like we have platanito frito, it's like bomb. For breakfast, lunch, dinner, any time of the day, basically.
My white boyfriend makes me
plátanos.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah. I love him.
That's crazy.
My Sheila. He's a great cook, I will say.
I mean, if he's making plátanos, he knows how to fuck it up. There you go. Yeah. Well, so no, I haven't found the person, but like the people. But online community has been here, and that's been really great. Amazing. And then also like I can always find a piece of Guatemala in LA, and it's so accessible here than it was in Boston.
Good. That makes me happy.
Yeah.
Cool. So now we're going to get into talking about your career and the cool stuff that you do for work. Can you just quickly give like a little spiel on the background of what your job is?
Yeah, for sure. So I'm a social media manager.
Cool.
And I primarily work in a nonprofit space that focuses on sexual and reproductive rights for Latinas.
Can you tell us a little bit about the work that you do in reproductive health care?
Yeah, so I think my work in a nutshell is creating information and resources and creating kind of like grassroots organizing for communities across the country. And my job specifically is to make that information accessible via the digital platform. So like social media, and also like ads and stuff like that as well, because that is a form of like paid advertisement for sharing information that needs to be accessible to people.
Yeah, it's important.
Yeah.
How did you get into not profit?
It's okay. It is not profit. So you're right.
How did you get into nonprofit work?
Yeah, so the long answer I won't share.
Yeah,
we don't got time.
We're short on time.
The short answer is I graduated college and I was like, okay, I need a job. And
what year did you graduate?
2017.
Oh, okay.
December 2017.
With your bachelor's?
With my bachelor's.
You didn't go get your master's?
No, I
didn't.
did.
You don't need it.
Yeah, I feel like that's a whole other conversation.
Just really quick. I think you did on your birthday, you posted like, this is when I feel like, should I get my master's or should
Yes.
Dude, that's me every year. I'm like, should I go get another degree?
Honestly.
I told Jenny, so Jenny's an attorney. She's like I don't know. I idolize Jenny a lot. She's amazing.
I idolize Jenny too.
And I've told her like, if I had someone that was like, I will pay for your schooling and everything that you need, go to law school, I'd be like, fuck it, I'll go to law school. Why not? If someone's paying for it, like I've always been interested, but at this point I'm like, I'm good with working in marketing.
Yeah, I go through waves of getting my master's, and then I realized what having a master's would mean.
It wouldn't really help.
And it just, in
marketing. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if I got it though, it wouldn't be in marketing.
Okay.
I would probably want like public health and public policy and like a duo degree. But
cool.
Even that, I was like, I don't know about that.
I'll ask you next year on your birthday.
Exactly.
Okay, but how did you get into nonprofit?
No worries. So basically I graduated college in 2017, December. So I was ahead before the like spring class was going to graduate, right? Like people graduated in May. I graduated in December. I was a semester ahead.
Okay, smart.
Overachiever. So I graduated, so happy, but also that meant like, I was like, okay, I have this opportunity to get ahead of the job market before it gets overcrowded in May.
Yeah.
So I started looking for jobs and I am not getting anything. Like I was not getting what I wanted. And I would get the job, like the callbacks for jobs like secretary or like assistant.
But what did you get your bachelor's in?
I got it in business management with a concentration in marketing.
Okay.
So I was applying for jobs that like made sense for the 4 years I just spent in school.
What roles were you applying for?
So like marketing associate, marketing assistant, or marketing intern even. Like all these things that were like, I just spent these 3.5 years.
Was the issue that you didn't have any marketing experience under your belt?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. So I was sitting here being like, okay, none of this is working. The callbacks I am getting are for jobs that I don't make sense with this career, this degree that I just got. So what can I do?
Dude, that something similar, just like that happened to me too. Sorry, I don't want to hijack your story, but I graduated in 2020, so peak pandemic job market was shitty. I was applying to jobs. I could not find a job doing something in marketing. And I was lucky enough that in college, in my last year of school, I was part of this program on campus, the student health program that we had, and I was on like the marketing team of it. So I got like some experience. So that was on my resume, and that did help me a lot, honestly. Good. But a lot of jobs were still like, we want you to have more experience.
Yes.
Anyways, one of the jobs that I was like trying to get, they're like, actually, we need a secretary. I'm like, bro, I'm not trying to be a fucking secretary.
That's exactly what happened. Like, I would get these like callbacks and be like, sorry, like we need more experience, but we're looking for a secretary and assistant. Yeah. I'm like, I did not get this degree.
Yeah.
I did not get this degree to be someone's secretary. I'm sorry. And like, to be honest, I got a lot of pushback from my family about that. Like my family was like, just take the job. No. Just take the job. Just take the job. Like you'll get your foot in the door. And I literally had to sit my parents down and be like, you did not come to this country, and I did not just spend these 3.5 years
Yeah, that's crazy.
Literally working my butt off, working full time while I was like working multiple part-time jobs just to be someone's secretary. I'm sorry, like call me bougie, call me all this stuff, but I was like, I know I deserve more. I know I deserve more.
There's no pipeline from secretary to being like a marketing manager. For a secretary, maybe you'll become like a personal assistant or you know, maybe an office manager, but you're not going to segue into marketing that way.
I think it's the whole like survival mindset too, right? They're like, you just need a job.
Yeah.
So I kept saying no. And then I got really frustrated. It's about March or April. Still I'm not getting anything. And I remember I was living kind of like near my college. And so I went to the library, like a place that I thought I was like, I'm never coming back to this place. And I'm like sitting there at the library and I'm sitting at the library and I'm like frustrated and I'm like, I don't know what to do. And then I was like, you know what? Like instead of stressing myself out right now, what are things that are really important to me? Like what are issues, social justice issues? Because I was taking gender studies classes in college, anthropology. I was taking like social justice courses. And of course, being Latina, brown, all this stuff, it's always been a part of my life. So I was like, what are things that are really important to me? Immigration came up for sure. Women's rights came up for sure. And I just started putting that into Google, being like, what are the things that I enjoy or that spark interest and joy? Planned Parenthood came up. And
love Planned Parenthood.
Yeah, Planned Parenthood came up, and I just remember being like, "Oh my God, I got my like birth control there."
That's where I got my birth.
I got my birth control there.
I took myself in high school. Sorry, 100%, Mom.
100%.
Hope my mom doesn't watch this. But,
no, my mom knows. I took my ass to the birth. Yeah, I got my implant. I got the arm thing. Hated it for me. Just for me, it didn't work for me. But I got there. I've always been a advocate and patient at Planned Parenthood, so I like. Type in Planned Parenthood, the Boston location comes up. And like, again, things were just kind of lining up for me. I go to their job site. It says marketing associate hiring. I'm like, it's game time. Like
I gotta lock in.
You gotta lock in. You're gonna make the best resume of your fucking life.
Yeah.
I did.
Oh shit.
Fast forward, I got the job.
Amazing.
Crazy full circle moment was when I got the job and my manager told me, and I had like already been in the job for a couple months, she goes, you know, you were the first applicant.
Really?
Yes. She said that we had posted the job and you were the first person that applied.
That job was meant for you.
That job was truly meant for me. And one of the funniest, and this is, I think it's important to mention this because she's like my mentor now, but she told me, she was like, one of the other reasons I really loved your application, besides, you know, the passion and like the experience I knew you were going to bring as a Latina, she was like, one of the things that they had us do was like a project, right? Like sometimes for entry levels, you have to do projects, right? Part of the project. I know. But at the time I was like, I'll do anything. I'll do anything.
And you wanted the job. So.
100%. The project was to create like a flyer of some form of birth control or service that Planned Parenthood provided and to just make it, you know? I remember emailing multiple times back and forth being like, am I supposed to use this platform? They're like, it's up to you. Like, this is your test.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there again at this library because I'm like, this is some good luck juju out here. I'm going to make the flyer here.
2017, we didn't even use Canva at that time.
No, there was no Canva. Yeah. I think I did my thing on Microsoft, not PowerPoint. What's the one that's like Publisher? Microsoft Publisher.
I've never even used that.
Exactly.
What the hell?
I was learning on the job.
What the helly?
And I had just taken my graduation photos. So I put a photo of me with my cap and gown on the flyer.
What?
And I wrote like a little speech bubble being like, with Planned Parenthood, now I'm here.
Damn.
Put the info, put the logo, slapped the logo, did the whole flyer.
I bet you nobody did that.
She said she's like, when I saw your face on that flyer, I was like, she's got the job.
Holy shit.
She's got the job. She was incredible. Like, she was like, no one used their own face. Like no one thought about it like that. But for me, it was like, it made sense. And it was true. It was my story. Like I was a patient at Planned Parenthood. I was not having kids. I was not pregnant. Yeah. Planned Parenthood was working for me, you know, I was there because of Planned Parenthood, and I had just graduated because of them. Dope. So I like slapped my face on a flyer and I got the job.
That's amazing.
So that's how I got it.
Wow.
And that kind of just spearheaded my way into nonprofit, because nonprofit culture is great. nonprofit.
If they could pay you.
I was gonna say nonprofit culture is great. Benefits are great, but you are giving up some pay for sure.
Oh, I'm not surprised. Yeah. But actually getting into Planned Parenthood, if you're down to talk about it a little more.
Sure. Love Planned Parenthood.
What was your experience like working there? Did you work in an actual clinic?
Yeah. So funny enough, I worked at the place that I got my Planned Parenthood, my birth control at. So where I was a patient on the first floor, I worked right above it, the second floor.
You're like, right after work, I got to go get my birth
pap smear.
control.
Yeah, or my pap smear. I actually did get my pap smear and my well women exams on my lunch breaks.
Yeah, just so you know, people, Planned Parenthood offers more than just abortions.
Yes, we offer, my little spiel's coming in. They offer so many services. Yes. So many more services than just abortions.
Incredible.
Just as important as abortions, but other ones as well. Yeah. So I worked there. I was working in office 5 days a week because remote work did not exist back then.
Yeah.
But I worked right above the clinic. So
actually, speaking of abortions, did you have any interactions at all with any like pro-lifers or?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, so a form of like not stigmatizing abortion is not saying pro-life. It's saying anti-abortion.
Yeah. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
So let me rephrase my question then.
No worries.
Did you have any interactions with abortionists? Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. So at that setup, I had to park somewhere else. So when I would walk up to my job every single day, I would get yelled at and harassed, and I got spit at. I got thrown holy water at. Mind you, the craziest thing is, if you're listening to this, like, that's not even the crazy part. The crazy part is that these people would come every single day. I knew who these people were. But you realize that these people are so delusional and so like blinded by their rage that I'm like, you can't even notice the employees are walking into the space every day.
Yeah.
What do you think I'm doing? Getting an abortion every single day? It's not a BOGO deal. Like, it's like I'm going in to work. This is my 9 to 5. And even if I was, that's none of your business. But every day they would yell at me, and I'd be like, Steve, I know it's you. Like, you yelled at me yesterday. Like, how could you not? You're so enraged. You're just fucking idiot. You're so blind and ignorant that you're not even recognizing these people. Like, that was like the craziest thing for me.
They thought you were performing all the abortions. 100%.
They thought I was a doctor. Like, shit. I'm like, my little like keychain. I'm like, guys, it's me. Like, it's Jessica. Like, I'm like, come on. Like, it's crazy. It was insane.
That's really scary. I will say, when I was going to Planned Parenthood, at least in LA, it was pretty safe. There was nothing crazy going on. And then in Oregon, when I went a few times, it was also pretty safe. I would say like nothing crazy happened there, but I'm sure now, since like the current administration and with everything going on, there's probably more anti-abortionists showing up at these places. And
there's a lot of hatred that they have and carry with them. And like you said it before, actually before this, is like everyone knows someone that's had an abortion, whether they've disclosed that or not. Everyone knows someone who has had an abortion, and you love someone that's had an abortion, clearly. So it was really hard. Like, it's not the best way to walk into work. Do you know what I mean? Like, it kind of makes you feel like, fuck, like, this is horrible, like, you know? And also, it's very unsafe. Like, these people are out there, and they sometimes they can follow you to your car, and they're angry. And in Boston, I think our clinic, or not that clinic, but maybe like another one part of the chain, was the second clinic to ever be attacked by like gun range and things like that. Like a shooting. Sorry.
Oh God.
So there's like a lot of trauma and a lot of like history when it comes to anti-abortionists and how much they hate it, that they're willing to cause death and violence, which is ironic because
they call themselves pro-lifers.
I'm like, you don't care about people. You don't care about people's lives. So seeing patients was the hardest too, because, you know, sometimes they were lucky that I would walk in with people, and I would walk in with patients, and, you know, they had me to be like, back up.
Yeah. There's actually someone that I've seen on TikTok that works, or there's a lot of volunteers that will go to a Planned Parenthood
clinic escorts. We love clinic escorts.
There's one specifically on TikTok that I've seen, and she's fucking awesome. She has her big ass umbrella. And, they're cool. I'm so happy people do stuff.
Shout out to clinic escorts. They are truly God's favorite for sure.
Wow, that's terrifying though.
Yeah.
All right. Well. What? Just one more thing to wrap up the Planned Parenthood talk. No, sorry, guys, we love abortions here. We do. We love abortions. Planned Parenthood does offer way more than just that. Like we just said, you can get a mammogram there. You can get checked for STIs. You just told me that you can get a vasectomy there.
Planned Parenthood. Some Planned Parenthoods do vasectomies. Yeah. I know that the Planned Parenthood in Boston had just begun to offer that. Gender affirming care. So much more. Well woman exam, your physical, like literally it's like I said, I used to get my well woman exam on my lunch break downstairs. Like my staff, my coworker, literally all of that. Like my staff, like my coworkers were doing my pap smears.
Wow.
Talk about like being safe in the safe space. I literally was like, I know they know what they're doing.
I just want to say that this is off topic, but one time, we're normalizing things, 100%. Guys. I was getting my last time I got a pap smear. The doctor that was doing it, she was up in there, and she goes, "Oh, by the way," I'm like, "Yeah, can you wrap it up?" She's like, "I love your socks. They're so cute." I was laughing so hard.
If you don't get out of my vagina right now,
are you done? Yeah, but she was like, "I love your socks," because they had like a bunch of plants on them, and I was like, "Thanks, my boyfriend bought them for me." So, do I have cervical cancer
or not?
Yeah. Get your pap smear.
Yes. Oh my God. Get your pap smear.
Did you always want to get into nonprofit work, or was it just like something that just came in? Well, yeah, you go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I think that like at that point, I realized I was like, I just got this degree, and my story is very different. Where I went to school and like I didn't have to pay for school. Like I have no
Congratulations.
Loans. I know, very fortunate, very privileged. We've talked about the privilege. So I'm very fortunate that I have 0 loans. I went to school for free. My college career.
So if you win the lottery, pay off my student loans, please.
I got you, boo. I got you.
Girl.
So with that, I felt like I was in this other level of privilege that I was like, okay, I have this degree. I want to use it. I want to go into this like workforce.
Yeah.
What will satisfy me in a way that is more than monetary wise? Like,
I love that.
I wanted to be fulfilled in like a purpose. Not that your career has to be your purpose, because I've worked through that as well. Yeah. But I wanted like a purposeful career. That was really, really important to me at that point. And so when Planned Parenthood came about, it was my first job out of college. Like I was fresh out of college. It just made sense that I stayed in this kind of like field, because it felt always like I'm doing something for good.
Out of college, what was your dream job? Not a secretary.
Not a secretary. My dream job, honestly, was like, I'm going to be like a CEO. Truly, that was my dream job. I was like fresh out of college.
For what kind of company though?
Anything. I was like, I want to be a CEO.
I want to be the head
I got
bitch.
Things to say. I was like, I got things to say, and I want money to make.
Yeah.
That was all I wanted.
Well, you could be a CMO.
Yeah, exactly. Chief marketing officer.
Yeah,
100%. That's all I wanted. I just knew, I was like, okay, I want to be in a position of power and say things.
Do you find yourself now wanting to climb the corporate ladder? Because I've asked myself this. I am a brand marketing manager for a software company, and I don't know. I don't know if I'd ever want to be like the director of marketing, or Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to climb the corporate ladder.
I think corporate ladder, I feel like no, because I don't think I ever want to go into corporate. Period. Okay. Like I think like nonprofit wise, I want to stay, but as like hierarchically, sure. I don't even know if that's the word, but like going up in rank, rank in my job. Yes, just because I would love to see. I think I bring a lot of this kind of like. I think I actually did hear something where it's like the higher you get, sometimes the more distance that person has with where or how they're taking care of managing the people that are on the ground.
Okay.
I think I have a lot of experience in that kind of like low tier that I think I could bring a lot to the table if I was in a higher position.
Yeah.
So I do find myself someday trying to be in a higher position, but I always want to come from a place of like, again, empathy and understanding, and also like change and shifting change and culture and things like that, because a lot of these like systems are like grandfathered in. It doesn't mean that they work.
No.
And so I think that's coming, or I think I could bring a lot to the table and some difference and change. And like we talked about it before, and like change is, the newness doesn't have to be scary. Right. It just has to be different and adjust and stuff like that. Yeah.
I don't know if this is the Leo in me.
Oh yeah, girl, me too.
Let's get into it. That I wouldn't mind like moving up the corporate ladder, I guess, in a sense where I would be down to have a team that I manage, because I feel like I could be a good leader, and I like managing projects and taking things on and delegating tasks and like doing check-ins. And I don't mind taking that role. Like even in college for any presentation and, you know, things like that, I was the one that was like, cool, this is what we can do. You want to do that? You want to do this? Okay, let's check in this date. Let's do that. I'll text reminders, like do that. And I enjoy doing that. And I guess like, it's fun because I can kind of do that with the podcast, even though like we're more collaborative, but it's fun still like being, I don't know.
You're a leader, not a boss. That's different, because I feel like bosses, you're telling people what to do. A leader leads people into the direction that they can succeed, right? Yeah. So
that's fun.
100%.
I've always liked doing that.
Me too.
I did get called bossy a lot growing up.
Me too.
Was I bossy, guys?
Oh.
These bitches. Oh. They shook their head yes. I was just a leader.
You were just, and also we have to stop telling little girls that they're bossy. They're just natural born leaders. Like, I like that.
I like that.
Yeah.
I will say, whenever I hear social media manager or social media assistant or whatever, in my head, just because like I think corporate, you're just the person that's posting shit online, because the social media managers at my job, they're not the ones creating any of it. They're not behind it. Like that's my team, which is like doing brand marketing. Yeah. But like the social media manager at my job, she just gets told when to post and that's it. Yeah. You know, that's not what you do.
No.
Yeah. Just to clarify.
Just to clarify. I think that's the thing, the difference between nonprofit and corporate. Is corporate, you have big teams. You have budget for big teams. Nonprofits, that's not usually the case. I will say that's something that I appreciate of the nonprofit culture, is that you learn how to wear multiple hats. In my job, I'm a social media manager, and I am also a content creator. I'm also a digital strategist. I'm also a social media manager, to your point of like posting and things like that. But I'm also like, you know, researching trends and like, you know, holding meetings and creating space, and also brand directing and like brand management. So all of that is under my role. And so we wear a lot of hats in the nonprofit space. It's good and bad. I think those skills can translate and take you very far if someone would want to leave the nonprofit space. You carry a lot, and your skills are very much like transactional in other spaces. Yeah. But we've talked about it before. I think nonprofit, at its detriment, doesn't pay well for all the skills you're investing into something. So
yeah. I'd argue you should be making at least $100,000 or more.
Yeah. Yeah, same.
Insert crickets. I don't know how much you make, but
I mean, I can be transparent. I don't know if we want to talk about this, but if you want I think like salary transparency is so freaking amazing and helpful, because I wish people would be more transparent about this. And I've made videos on my own platform about how I think you get to a point in my friendships where I'm like, I want to know how much we're making, because the reality is that this money doesn't run on fumes and runs on money. And I would have loved to be led or under, like at least like aware of where I should be falling in the salary range with all that I do and all that I provide. So like for me, 100% transparency, I make about $82,000.
Oh, wow.
I work remotely. I'm okay. LA standards wise?
Well, yeah, actually for your job role in LA, they're hiring for like 55 grand.
Yeah, but I've also been working there for 4 years.
Okay, yeah.
So it's been a while, and I haven't gotten a raise.
Ever?
Yeah, no.
I just had to fight for a raise.
Yeah,
and my raise wasn't even enough.
Yeah, no. That's another thing. Sucks in nonprofits. Yeah. So
holy shit.
Exactly. So those are those things that you give up, but my benefits are great. I have really great time off. I occur lots of time off. Like I said, I just went to Ireland. I didn't use any I wasn't working. I was like completely on PTO. I have the entire time between like the week before Christmas through New Year's Eve completely off.
Oh, it's awesome.
Paid. Random holidays, wellness days. We have wellness time off. So again, it's a give and take. My insurance is paid for luckily 100%. Oh yeah. So okay. Again,
those are pretty great benefits.
Those are the things that like make your quality of life, right? Yeah. And I've mentioned this on my platform where it's like and again, no shade to anybody who works in corporate life. It's your decision 100%. For me, it's always been important to one, have a purpose and mission and feel like I'm doing something purposeful. But then also I want to work to live, not live to work. And so my work allows me to live the life that I really enjoy and I have fun with.
I will say, I think I'm pretty lucky with my setup that I work remotely. My job's not very hard. It's been creative a lot lately. I have unlimited PTO and it truly is unlimited. I'd take my PTO off.
You should.
And to me, like, yes, would I like to make more money? 100%. But I've been looking at new jobs and what I want to make, I'd be losing and I'd have to commute to work every day, like at least an hour back. And then I'd have 2 weeks of PTO. I'm like, well, I'd just rather make what I'm making right now.
Stay home.
Yeah. And then, I mean, like I'm hosting events with LA Friends and I have like that, some paid events that I do, which help like fund this project. And I'm like, cool. And I have time like with my job to do so many other things just because of like how chill it is and how
flexibility.
Yeah, I get my work done. I don't have to work 12 hours a day. Yeah, so
flexibility is priceless.
Yeah,
priceless.
So I'm gonna stick there a little longer. We'll see what happens.
I totally feel you.
All right. Would you say there was a time or place in time growing up where you started to notice or learn about reproductive health and maybe some of the injustices that came with it?
Yes, I think there's two specific moments that come to mind. The first one is I mentioned how I would go to Guatemala every single summer. And I'll never forget, I got home from the summer and I have a bunch of cousins, like typical Latino family, like a bunch of cousins. And one of my cousins, we were really excited and talking at the family table and things like that. Her Sweet 15, her quinceañera was coming up. I was so excited. I was like, I get to come earlier to Guatemala because it was like in maybe like November and we were leaving Guatemala in like July. Come back, starting school September. And all of a sudden my mom, I like brought it up, I think, to my mom. And I was like, hey, I'm so excited for my cousin's quince. And she goes, oh, that's not happening anymore. And I go, oh my God, why? She goes, she's pregnant.
Oh.
And I just remember at that age, I was like, how? She's 14. And she was like, yeah, she's pregnant. So she's not having a quince. And I was like, I don't understand. Like, this is a child having a child. What is happening?
How old were you at that time?
I was probably like 10 or 9, probably. My mom didn't give me any kind of details of like what happened with who, obviously, but it was a consensual person. It was like someone that my cousin was dating at the time.
They're kids, though.
But they're kids having kids. And I just remember at that age, it like rang so much in my ear where I was like, why are people allowing this to happen? Like, it just didn't make sense. I was like, why is this happening? Like, how, again, sex is not something I'm thinking about at 9 years old.
Yeah.
Like, it even brought up that where I was like, why isn't no one telling me this? Like, why isn't no one having a conversation? Clearly a kid can have a kid, but why? And it created these like gears. Like the gears started moving where I was like, something's happening. What? It's weird, whatever. Fast forward to the second example was I had a family friend come up to me and disclose that she was pregnant. And I was probably at this age 13. So again, very young. And she disclosed that she was pregnant. And I just remember being like, okay, all right. Like, what do you want to do?
Are we happy?
Are we happy? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
She was fairly young at the same time. She was probably like 17 or 18 years old.
Oh.
And she did decide to have an abortion.
Okay.
And that was disclosed to me as well, that she was like, yeah, I'm not not having it. I'm going to have an abortion. And there was no like reaction from me. It was just kind of like, okay,
do what you gotta do.
Yeah, dude, like makes sense. Like, do you want me to go with you? Like, how are you getting there? Like,
at
she was
that
like,
little, you were.
I was like trying to problem solve because I'm like, I just want to make sure she's okay.
Sorry, and then just at that age to understand like the gravity of the situation speaks a lot about you. And
well, I think that like for me, I think two things. I think that reproductive health sometimes, or even just like specifically about abortions, like people always think that like you have to have this personal, like I had an abortion to understand abortion. And that doesn't translate that like that. It's not simple. It's not black and white. Like everyone loves someone who has an abortion, and that means you might not have had one, or you might not want to get one. But imagine or look how open your options become when the choice is available to you.
Yeah.
This family member of mine was here in the States, had the ability to go to literally the clinic that I ended up working at like years down the road to have her abortion, versus my family member in Guatemala where abortion is completely illegal.
Oh, okay. Still?
Yes.
Oh,
still.
wow. I didn't know that.
Like completely illegal. It is a total abortion ban. Does not have the option and had to have a kid at 14 years old. I always think about her, and I think about if she would have had the option, she might not have wanted it. I think everyone should make the decision that's right for them, for their body at their time. But if the option was there, if the choice was accessible and not stigmatized in Guatemala, could she or would she have changed her mind, or would she have made a different decision? Versus when you have no other option, how do you think about anything else? So your options are dwindled. It's harder. And to me, like those two situations like really opened my eyes, where I was like, this person had a kid, and I don't know if she wanted to have a kid.
Yeah.
Maybe she did, but she had one. This person didn't want to have a kid and chose not to. And now this person is like a mother of 3, has her family, is so happy. And, you know, this family member is a fantastic mother, and I look up to her. But she's that mother because she was able to make a decision for herself at 100%. A young age.
Yeah.
And so I think another thing that we always talk about, or we used to talk about at Planned Parenthood, was I don't know the exact statistics, so don't quote me on it, but I think it's like the majority of people who have abortions are already mothers. So you don't have to, like when you have an abortion, some people think you have abortions before you're ready to have kids. And people have abortions when they've had kids and they just don't want more. Yeah. So it doesn't make you a bad parent. It just means you want to make this decision best for your family. Yeah.
And then I feel like that's a whole other issue where like women have a ton of kids and their doctor won't let them.
Yes. This happens 100%.
What is it? Not tired tubes, but like the actual
hysterectomies.
Yeah. Won't let them sterilize themselves. And it's, Yeah. And then people have to get abortions.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, I think it wasn't until like recently, like where you didn't need your husband's permission to have a hysterectomy.
That's crazy.
Like, what? Like, it's crazy. So
there's a woman on TikTok that started a list where doctors can put their it's like a spreadsheet, like a Google sheet, and they'll add doctors' names and their clinics and their locations, and it's places that are verified where you can get I don't know what a sterilization procedure done so that you can't have kids anymore, or get like vasectomies, or what is the one that not hysterectomy, because that's when they remove
but that's
the whole uterus.
That's how you would stop yourself from having,
or there's other ways, because you can remove the eggs or remove like the fallopian tubes. Where it's like less invasive. But I guess just I'm gonna just say sterilization. But I think that's really neat that she does that.
Permanent birth control, I would say.
Permanent birth control.
Permanent birth control.
Exactly.
But so those two moments were like, I think, really important, and it's kind of like spearheaded. Again, at 9 and at 13, I recognized, I was like, people should have options. Like, what's going on? And it didn't make sense. Sure. The gears started grooving. And fast forward to now, I work in reproductive justice. I'm like, oh, this makes sense. This 100% makes sense.
What would you say are the most current and pressing issues that Latinas face regarding abortion access?
I think it's access to abortion.
In general.
Like, I think one of the things that Latinas struggle with in this administration, but even before, because Roe v. Wade happened in 2022, was access to abortion, and not in a, besides like the policy of like actual having like the ability to have an abortion in the states, because there are states in this country, people don't know, where people cannot have abortions. It is completely, totally illegal. Yeah. Abortion clinics have been shut down in this country, and people have to travel out of state. To that end, that's the second option. That's the second issue, where Latinas struggle with accessibility and transportation and access to get an abortion. Yeah. You have states like Texas who have huge Latina populations where abortion is not accessible and illegal. So people have to travel outside of states. I think the closest state from the southern region is Virginia or Illinois. That's the closest state from Texas. Like,
I'm trying to picture a mental map.
Like you're skipping Oklahoma, you're skipping Tennessee, you're skipping Ohio even. Like you're skipping all these states to get to a state to have an abortion. Now you're thinking about where are you going to stay? Like, what are you going to do? Like, how are you getting there? Like cost of transportation, all these things add up. So along with these policies where you just literally cannot get it in your state, it's the access to where else can you get it. Yeah. States like California are like sanctuary states, but even then it's always being challenged, and every single administration, it's always being challenged. And reproductive justice, which is like what we like to call like all the things that are happening, is in order to achieve reproductive justice, we have to have reproductive healthcare be non-stigmatized. And Latinas have been known to Latinas have lesser chance of getting abortions because of other factors like religion and things like that. So that always comes into play as well. But I wouldn't call that as a issue. I think it's more of like we just have to destigmatize what healthcare is. And abortion is healthcare. So I think like understanding that and grappling with that truth, I think is our first step in order to kind of like shift change and culture within our culture.
I'll say like, education first and foremost. One of my friends recently told me that she still thought that you couldn't get sterilized unless like a man signed off of it or you had like a bunch of kids already. I'm like, no, you can do that. Yeah. You don't need to have kids or a man.
And if your doctor is telling you can't, get another doctor.
Yeah. And then report that doctor.
Yes. Yeah. No, seriously.
And she didn't know that. I'm like, there must be hundreds and thousands of women who also probably think the same thing.
Yeah. I think it's an ongoing conversation, and we have to do our due diligence within our community to educate ourselves and make sure that we're filtering out the misinformation that's constantly being thrown at us by anti-abortion extremists, because that's what they want us to think, so that we don't have control over our bodies and have autonomy. Exactly. And like the biggest tool we have is our education and our information and sharing and disseminating those resources to each other and making sure we're keeping each other safe. Yeah.
I'm not really sure how to segue into this question, but it's something that we wanted to ask, especially because it's what's going on in this world and in this climate, especially in LA and all over our country. How do the current ICE raids and reproductive health care intersect?
Yeah, I think that the biggest challenge right now is that reproductive health care is not being taken seriously when people are being detained, and pregnant people are not given the health care that they deserve when they are being detained. On top of that, there has been, again, I wouldn't call it hearsay, but like it's things that like we are still uncovering. It's constantly being uncovered as we're gathering the information. But there have been people who have lost pregnancies during ICE detention centers. There have been people who have been given birth control without their, like, basically they had no choice. And then there's also there have been talks about people being sterilized while in ICE detention centers and being detained. And so reproductive health is a immigration issue. And we have to acknowledge that like you can't have safe pregnancies without reproductive health. Yeah. And there are no standards because these ICE detention centers are lawless and horrible in the first place. They shouldn't exist. Burn them to the ground. But these places are there and they're not taking care of people who want to keep their pregnancies or who don't and now are left to carry pregnancies that they don't want.
Not very pro-life of you, hating immigrants and then hating an immigrant that is pregnant, guys.
Speak on it. So the math ain't math in here.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I think that's where kind of they intersect. So
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I've seen a lot of stories in the news. I think there was a woman here in LA that was detained. A U.S. citizen, pregnant U.S. citizen, was detained by ICE while they were trying to detain her husband. Yeah, she went into early labor. Yep. I don't know. I think her and her baby are okay now, but that's really traumatizing.
Yeah, I mean, like, terrifying. It's an ongoing issue, and I think that we are going to see the effects and the remnants of what this current administration is doing to our community with the future that is being born within it as well. And yeah, I think that like our communities deserve, whether you have citizenship papers, whatever it is, you deserve dignity and healthcare in this country. And I think that it is, to your point, hypocritical to assume or to say you're this pro-life administration, but you are willing to literally, detainees are dying. They are not having their adequate pregnancy prenatal care, like, or they're having children that they didn't want to, or like being in positions where now they're mothers. Like, it's just ongoing cycle. So it very much intersects, and immigration is a reproductive justice healthcare issue. And I think that needs to be acknowledged.
Speaking of the ICE raids, can you tell us about that one video that you posted on TikTok that went viral this summer?
So that video I made after, number one, I was tear gassed, hit with pepper balls, hit with like rubber bullets, and literally attacked by DHS agents. And I made that video because at that specific day that I was at protesting was the day that the the National Guard had been deployed. So I was seeing the effects. That day.
I just burped. I'm so sorry.
I was trying not to laugh. Like, I heard it. It's okay. So that day I had been protesting the day that the National Guard got deployed. I was seeing a lot of things. I was like doing a bunch of things that day, and I'll never forget. Like, I was seeing the things that were happening, I think in Panorama or Pomona, I think. There was like some crazy things going on. Like, I had heard like people were being stomped by horses, whatever it was. And I just remember being like, what is happening? Then I heard National Guards being deployed in LA, and with no hesitation, I had been coming from a dinner. I had done a 5K in the morning, and I had done a pole dancing class with my friend Karina. And I was like, to add to my day, I'm going to go onto the streets and protest.
Let's see what's happening.
Drop my car off. Went to South Central, met up with some friends, took the bus, second time I ever taken the bus, the train, to downtown, got off at where the detention center was, and again, peacefully protesting, doing my thing, obviously like standing our ground to these horrible agents that were there. And I posted like what the media doesn't show you, because in front of these detention centers, like, you see people's lights that are like being detained, like they're flickering, they're trying to get your attention, they're waving, and it's really like a heartbreaking sight to see, because these are our community members, these are Latinos, or even if they're not, like, they're just humans that are being kept away from their families, which I don't believe is right. And on top of that, you were seeing already the LA community come to play. Like, people were bringing waters, people were bringing snacks, people were helping each other, people were lifting each other if they fell. Like, these DHSNs are ruthless. They were pushing people. They were like, God forbid they push you, but like, as soon as you hit them, like, it's like game over. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're horrible.
It's crazy how much they also instigate.
Oh, 100%.
And they're like, they never do that.
100%. So
yes, you do.
I was seeing all this, and I was like, on top of that, I was also getting we were getting the remnants of like pepper bullets and pepper balls. So my friend had actually gotten some remnants of some of these pepper balls in the air, and so she had never experienced this. I had never experienced it. I wear glasses, so I think that helped me, but she didn't. So she was really feeling it, and so I was pouring water on her. And so again, the community was there to help each other, because that's how we keep each other safe. So that video went viral did not think it was going to go viral. I was just so angry.
We never do.
I was just so angry, so frustrated that this was happening. And all I did was say, like, what the media isn't showing you. Because what I was seeing was this, like, apocalyptic type of scene in Pomona. And I was like,
LA's on fire.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And so I was like, what you're not seeing is the community is coming in to help. And, like, we're here. And, like, you're not alone.
We went to protest and there's mariachis playing in the street.
I went to protest right out. I got tear gas that night, pepper balls, rubber bulleted, all of it. And then the next day I was out on the streets, like at 12 noon the next day. I got home at 3 a.m. Like, washed whatever was in my fucking hair from these tear gas.
Cleanse yourself.
Went to sleep, woke up, went back on the street. And I just feel like the community just always comes out and helps you. And so that's the beauty of LA. And I wanted to share that. And so I posted it.
Can you tell us, following that, like, you got contacted by ACLU?
Yeah, I did. So the ACLU put a notice saying, like, they had seen what had happened to the people that were in front of the detention center in downtown. And on top of, like, legal observers, that's what they're called, as well as journalists, we were all attacked by DHS agents with no warning, with zero warning. Like, they didn't give an announcement being like, we are going to deploy X, Y, and Z or non-lethal force, get out of here. It was out of nowhere. Journalists were hit. People had gashes. Like, I was lucky. I got hurt, but by no means did I get hurt like the way other people did.
Yeah.
So
are they doing a class action lawsuit?
So they just put out a notice saying, like, we would love to hear from you at first.
Oh, okay.
I thought, yeah, I love the ACLU, like civil rights, all that. Let's go. Submitted my kind of, like, story, honestly. And it was literally like a Google form. I was like, here's what happened. This is the day. Here's some photos. No big deal. Didn't even think about it. Within 48 hours, I got contacted by the ACLU and they were like, we want to sue. Kristen Noems and as well as, like, other DHS for attacking and, like, infringing on the press and, like, their rights. And you would be a witness to the case because you were there. You also got attacked. So I was reached out to them, went through it with the whole thing. I went to court that day when they were finally in court in late August. And my name was set in court, talking about, like, I'm one of the people that were there. I was running away when I got hit on top of that because they deployed the tear gas. If you've ever been tear gas, don't. It's horrible.
Yeah.
It was horrible. So I'm running away because you can't breathe. Like, it literally suffocates you. Like, you feel like you're suffocating. So I'm running away. Mind you, running while you can't breathe is horrible as well.
If you're ever in a tear gas situation, I've heard that if you grab a cone and pour water over it, cover the tear gas canister with the cone. Yeah, it works. So, or leaf blowers are really
again
helpful.
We weren't prepared. There was like zero. I had zero idea this was going to happen to me. So when I was running away, that's when I was hit with all the other non-lethal. So my name was spoken in court based on that being like, what these agents did was a complete infringement on our rights, because we have the right to protest and be on the streets. And it's literally the American dream to be able to protest things that you do not agree with. And for me to be running away and get hit, that's why my name was spoken in court, to just emphasize like how this person literally like was just standing there and was running away, and they still attacked her.
It's amazing that you did that. Well, not that you got attacked, but that you
shout out to being attacked.
You went and you spoke and you told your story.
Yeah. So I think it's very important right now more than ever that we are sharing our stories. And I do want to say one thing, like we talked about privilege earlier today, and I think I want to bring it back, where it's like my family is documented right now, and I was in a position of power where I have my citizenship, I work remotely, I have time to take off and things like that. And if you have this privilege and you have a story to tell, like I think it's your right and your duty to talk about it and talk about your story right now, because storytelling is so important right now. Because I think that what we're seeing in this day to day is us we're seeing like the same stories be told, which I think are important and they need to be told But I think that everyone's story has so much personalization and uniqueness. I think it's important that we're sharing our story, even if it means putting yourself out there. Yeah. It's the only way people are going to understand and meet us where we're at. And everyone's story is different. So of course. I just want to mention that, like, it's important and your story is important. And if you're listening, you're watching, please share your story. Please someone is going to resonate with you. Yeah. Podcasting is storytelling, you know?
That's what we're trying to do. How do you practice self-care or take care of yourself while you're doing all of these things that, in my opinion, do take a mental toll on you?
Yeah.
Or can take a mental toll on someone, that they're hard things to deal with.
Yeah. It's hard. Like, I think that it's not like a one-worded answer, but I think it's like I always say rest is a form of resistance. And what the oppressors want, or what this administration wants, is burnout. And so we cannot burn out right now. That is the last thing we have to do. We can do right now. They want us to feel hopeless. They want us to feel stagnant. They want us to feel like we can't do anything. And if we do not rest and find the moments of joy in resistance, then we will burn out. Yeah. And for me, it's always really important that I find moments of rest. And if that means, hey, I'm just going to be completely off my platform or completely off social media, I am going to do that to take a break. And if it means I don't make this protest coming up, but I make the next one, that's still a form of resistance, and it's still a form of activism. There's no one way of activism, but a sure way is to burn out and then feel like you can't get back up. Yeah. So I'm a big believer that, like, we have to rest in between, and activism is a long game. It's for the long game. Yeah. So finding moments of joy, filling your cup with people who make you feel special and are, they might not be a part of the movement, but they bring you a sense of community and joy, and that's enough. And just trying to take care of yourself in the process, and feeling the grief and feeling the sadness and feeling the anger. I think that my activism is really angry focused. Yeah. I'm an angry person by nature. So if I want to be angry, I'm going to be angry. Yeah. But just, I've told my friends this too. I'm like, anger is releasing. You get to a point of anger where you cannot hold it anymore. And so you have to release. Yeah. And so feeling the anger, but then recognizing after this anger, you will release. And then after releasement is joy. Yeah. So the same thing with sadness. There's so much built up. There's so much sadness. Feel the sadness. Feel the grief. But then know that after that, there's joy. Yeah. There's happiness. There's another day. Tomorrow's going to come. But we cannot get there if we are burnt out. That's what they want. So
I don't really hear people speaking about that. So I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, for sure.
Ugh. Well, shit, guys.
Anyways,
we're having fun, I swear. Let's get into, we have this segment called This or That.
Ooh, okay.
So I'm just going to ask you, let's see, 8 questions, rapid fire. Don't expand, just say the answer.
Boom. Okay. Yeah. First thing that comes to mind. Okay, I'm scared.
Are you ready?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Yes.
Carne asada at the park or KBBQ in K-Town?
KBBQ. Oh, I'm sorry. I love me some KBBQ.
I love me some short rib. Okay. Favorite Guatemalan restaurant in LA?
Guatemateca Bakery. I think there's multiple locations, but it's called Guatemateca. Oh my God. Bomb. They have like the little self-serve. Bomb.
Okay. I gotta check it out. All right. Cheering with soccer fans at the bar or debating fantasy football picks?
Soccer fans at a bar. No, sorry. I'm not, unless I'm getting paid, I'm not debating anybody. I'm sorry. Oh. No, because no.
Fair enough.
No.
Fair enough. Tailgate party or sports bar watch party?
I've never been to a tailgate. So sports
really?
bar. Yeah. I've never been to a tailgate.
You have been going to watch the game. You were watching the soccer games this summer at a couple bars.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. In-N-Out or Avenue 26 tacos?
In-N-Out. Just love me a burger.
I love me In-N-Out. I know I should say I prefer tacos, but I love burgers. Okay. Salsa night in Hollywood or reggaeton night in downtown?
Ooh, I am a salsera.
Damn.
So I love me some salsa dancing.
I can't dance for shit.
I'm a salsera for sure.
You gotta take me out one day.
I will.
This is fucked. Overpay for parking or circle the block for 20 minutes?
Circle the block for 20 minutes always.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I'll just
what if it's K-Town?
I will put on Los Angeles Friends podcast and listen for those 20 minutes. All right, nope. Refuse to pay for parking.
Last one. Beach day or overnight camping?
Ooh, that's hard. I think I'm gonna do overnight camping.
I
just love a good like waking up to coffee in the cold or in the woods.
Yeah.
It's just so much more intimate and I love it. Love it.
That's amazing. That's it.
We're good.
We finished.
We did it.
First of all, thank you so much for doing this. It's been a long time coming. This is the second episode that we're filming in the new studio with our whole new set, and we're troubleshooting. So thanks for being a guinea pig. I really appreciate it.
I am honored to be here. Thank you so much for having me. It's been such a joy and pleasure. This is resistance. This is joy.
Fuck yeah. Hopefully people like our episode. But really quick.
And they don't tell me.
And if they don't, keep your opinions to yourself.
Mind your business.
We don't give a shit. Unless you have like positive feedback.
Yeah,
we're
then
open
we'll
to
take
that.
it. We'll take it.
But if you want to tell that camera your socials, if you want to share your TikTok or Instagram.
Yeah, for sure. So my IG and TikTok is at Maria se fue. That's it.
Maria se fue. ¿Y dónde se fue?
Va LA. Va Los Angeles.
Va Los Angeles.
Se fue.
We'll put it on the screen so you guys could see it. But thank you so much.
No, thank you. I appreciate it.
We might have time to get a burger. I don't know. We'll see.
I comí en casa. I'm gonna stay here. Yeah.
I'm gonna eat curry for the third day in the row.
Honestly, it'd be like that in this economy. Shit.
All right. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you.
See you later, alligators.
Bye.